My name is KG Prestige, and welcome everyone back again for another week of the PokePod world. You can't hear me as you type the message of not hear me. No, we can't hear it. Delete dial 909. Oh god, I don't even know that number. But anyway, folks, I'm glad to see you guys are all doing okay. We got a lot to talk about for tonight's session of the PokePod World podcast. I almost said art, which we're not in. Of course, you guys already know we're going to talk about the recent episode of Pocket Monsters. And I've seen a lot of mixed reactions for that episode, despite me feeling like it doesn't necessarily need that much flack like everybody's giving it. And then there is, of course, the Smash Brothers Direct, which definitely is something we need to go into a little further because, well, a lot happened. And I don't know if it's for the better or for the worse. That's all up to the folks that were, well, when they saw the announcements of the characters, right? So we'll get into that in a minute. I'm going to go and hop into the call right now and check with everybody, and then we're going to go and begin our session for the week. Let's get into it. Bonk. Oh, anyway. Jesus Christ!
In other news, hoes are still mad.
Hoes are fatally furious.
Hoes have been mad all week. It's okay.
Oh, good lord.
Especially the garden hose, which has been frozen.
Oh, no. But, like, okay, yes, I live, someone says. Ah, man, I'm glad to see all of you guys doing okay. How you guys been during this weekend?
What's up?
First of all, I want to say happy Dr. Martin Luther King Day. And
I still remember today.
And I still remember back in, I think it was elementary school, we used to sing, we had a stage show honoring Dr. Martin Luther King, and we sang a song that was in the same melody as Bingo, B-I-N-G-O. But the only thing is I don't remember any words except the chorus, like, Dr. Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, and some shit after that.
Was his name, oh?
I don't even know, but
that was my jam.
You know, that's what it was. But to think that it took from 1968 to 1986 for him to get a fucking holiday, that was stupid.
You know, I hope that the actions that Martin Luther King took during those days has finally came into this generation, man.
Meanwhile, we're fighting over the fact that another Fire Emblem character is in.
Oh man, if only he was alive now, he would see the real chaos that's going down in this world.
I had a dream that
and the fucked up thing is that his son didn't really do anything, which is kind of a pathetic.
I had a dream that Byleth's reveal in Smash would tear this nation apart.
Didn't like, if I recall correctly, didn't like the Boondocks do like a Martin Luther King thing?
Yeah, they did. Where it was basically like he came back from being shot. The shot wasn't fatal enough to kill him.
Except how long he's been gone.
Yeah, he was in a coma for all that time, so he came back to the modern society, and he just was very disappointed in the decline in the African American community, so he told them all off.
Oh shit! You know we do need. You know
it's such a hilarious episode.
Oh hell yeah! Like in the moment when they're in the church, that shit had me rolling the whole way through. Yeah. Oh man, but anyway, how about all you other folks in the chat? How you guys all doing? And in the call, to those who haven't told us yet, how you guys doing?
Well, I'm doing a lot more better compared to last week. I told you guys before, but I didn't get the chance to tell everyone else. But what ended up happening last week, unfortunately, my grandpa passed away. And really, the past week hasn't really been that easy in terms of, you know, going through losing a family member. So, you know, unfortunately, I was not able to partake in on last week's PokePod, but you know, it is what it is. You know, death is bound to happen to us one day, and you know, I do want to no, rest in peace to my grandpa. He was a very good man. Last time I saw him was back in 2016. At least I got to see him one last time, because the last time I saw him before 2016, well, I was like, what? Like less than 10 years old, I want to say. So, you know, it was pretty good to see him nonetheless. But he's gone. We had to, me and my family got to move on without him. So, you know, again, he's a good man. So,
hopefully, wherever he is, he's living happily, man. Let's just hope that, you know,
Yeah.
Everything's all okay from this point on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember when I lost my grandmother 15 years ago, almost 15 years ago, and the last time I saw her was in like 2003 when I went to Kansas, and that was the last time I actually went to Kansas. So, you know, kind of compared, as far as I know, my uncle said out there that that Kansas is more built up than it was 15 years ago, because I remember back in the day, used to have like freaking the Santa Fe, the BNSF, because it was still Santa Fe at the time. Train rolling at like 5 o'clock in the morning, you hear the whistle, and it was like 3 miles away. But yeah, I mean, losing a family member. I mean, let me see. The last family member that I lost was my aunt back in 2010 because of, it was colorectal cancer. And yeah, I mean, it's the fucking thing is that they caught it at stage 4, so it was too late. So it's kind of like, you know, when you lose family members, it really means a lot. You kind of, you know, sometimes you don't think about the family members that you don't see, the ones that are very far apart. And then once they're gone, and you know, sometimes you have a little bit of a regret. You know, you could have seen them before, and you know, you could have. Sometimes it's like you could have treated a family member more nicely. You know, but you know that's how life is. You know, you have its ups and downs, and ultimately we have to face our mortality. But I think the thing is, though, we have to live our lives one day at a time and enjoy every minute of it, because we're only here for a limited time.
And of course, the most important thing, and also most importantly,
what was that, Kev?
We don't know when it comes to an end. So cherish every moment you got like it's your last.
Definitely, and I appreciate that condolences to those in the chat. I wasn't necessarily feeling sad because my grandpa just happens to be one of those family members that I barely get to see, so I don't really have much of an emotional attachment to him. And I don't mean to sound like an asshole or anything. You know, he's still my grandpa. Of course, I love him. It's just I was just very distraught at the news and just more so worried about my mom, because my grandpa happens to be my mom's dad. So
of course.
Yeah. So you know, yeah. So obviously, you don't want to see any of your parents be sad, especially something as tragic as this. So I just couldn't imagine just what my mom was going through when she lost her own dad. But you know, she and my dad went over to Mexico to bury my grandpa and spend a week there. But we're all doing fine now. Again, I appreciate the condolences. Yeah, we're all just moving along. It's just those tears have to eventually run dry, and we all just gotta move on sometimes. So
yeah,
it is what it is. Indeed. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good myself.
Glad to hear, man. And once again, to everybody, you know, cherish every moment like it's your last, because you never know when that tomorrow's gonna arrive, that final tomorrow. But man, hopefully, you know, we can all move forward.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things that you really shouldn't think about. It's just that you have to pretend that your life is like a Kurt Vonnegut book, and so it goes.
Yep.
But you always want to cherish the memories for anybody that you're around. So just do that. Don't think about it. You know, enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, and that's what it is.
Yes.
So yeah. So go ahead, enjoy it. Go places. Man. Go places. Don't sulk. Don't be depressed.
Besides, they wouldn't want you to do this as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
They would want you to continue to move forward with a smile on their face, because they got a chance to live their life to the fullest, and they want you to make sure that you go too. That's just how life is.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna hopefully. I'm pretty sure my mom is going to live on to have an enjoyable life for the sake of her dad.
Yeah, you know, of course, these things hurt in the moment, but over time, she'll understand that for everyone's sake, she will move forward.
Yep.
So don't worry. I'm pretty confident everybody will be fine. But yeah, so, you know, obviously, you know, with these sad moments and all, we just want to remind everybody here, of course, that, you know, a lot of us here love to talk about a lot of news going on and whatnot. We always want to do our best to make sure we can put some smiles on your faces. And hopefully in this session tonight, we can make sure to whoever is going through some sad times and all can at least give a little chuckle somewhere in this 2-hour discussion. Let's hope to dear God we do achieve that. Otherwise, I'm going to be sad at myself.
Jesus.
No, we just have to. No, all I gotta do is just go on DoorDash, send some tacos over to KG, and everything will be fine.
Oh, God.
You see?
Got him again. What'd I do?
Hey, I was gonna give you free food. Like, what do you?
Free food? That shit's going straight to the trash bin, man.
KG, KG, you either eat tacos or draw 25 Uno cards.
Oh! It was only a matter of time before that joke was gonna happen.
Well, let me just take the whole goddamn deck while I'm at it.
Well, Gold Miner, you know what to do.
just slap my face. Yeah.
No. I think I remember seeing on a friend's Facebook. They had that meme, but it was with Love Live, and it's like, stop saying 0 or draw 25. And then, of course, being the jackass that I am, I posted a picture of Koma-san, Komami, and Komajiro. A picture of that, like, stop saying 0. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God! I was gonna say my favorite meme on this Uno joke was like, "Please laugh" or "Draw 25 cards," and then the people who draw 25 cards are like the fans. I'm like, oh God, that is some dark humor. I love shit like this. Oh man, but hey, listen. Eventually, we're gonna bring up that Uno thing. Did that Uno meme? When did that Uno meme even start? Like last week?
I want to say like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, like it feels recent.
2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
I want to tell myself about a couple of weeks ago.
What was the newest meme I see everybody doing right now?
Well, there was one. Where they had the meme of the soldier going through the freaking Trump thing and turning into something else.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
Another one I think I saw was every single person who updates their Smash game on their way to post a picture of 8 Fire Emblem characters in the versus screen to get them views and likes. And it's just dumb, just rushing through the battlefield. There's this one man just running through the explosions. But hey, man, this shit works. So I mean, it's not a joke.
And of course, we can't leave out the easy breezy memes.
Oh, dude, that SpongeBob one still has me rolling, man. Have you guys seen the SpongeBob one?
Yes.
I know you have, Evie. I'm talking about the others. Have you guys seen the Easy Breezy SpongeBob mix?
No.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. Please, you need to see that, TSS.
Not enough.
Let me see if I can find it for you guys, actually.
It's in the Tortellini Dance Twitter account. Like, seriously, Easy Breezy. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, that anime, the one that we talked about in one of our discussions, TSS, the one about the manga thing, I actually gave it a shot. Dude, I swear to God, it's Etta and Eddie the anime.
Oh, Lord.
It really is. It genuinely feels that way.
I need to watch Nanabu no Niju ni.
Ed Hashi. Eddie Dasema.
Now, what is that anime that you're talking about, by the way?
It's 22 divided by 7.
That weird, like, the pop girl thing, right? With the
because that's with Sally Amaki.
Yeah. You know, surprisingly, this season, despite having some obscure anime, they're really good. Honestly, my surprise anime of the year probably has to go to Ishizuka Reviewers. That really nasty ass review anime about the brothels and everything. Because if you ever heard the opening, I swear to God, the moment you hear it, you're gonna get YMCA out of it. I shit you not. It's gonna be YMCA, the opening song. It baffled my mind when I first took a listen to it, and I'm like, oh, good Lord.
Also, I realized we're gonna get the freaking Digimon Adventure reboot anime.
I am so mad about that. I am so... Because they're making a final movie. The whole Final Evolution shit that they were supposedly hyping up to, and then suddenly after that, we're going back to the old days, completely negating everything that led up to...
They're banking off of that nostalgia.
Yeah, but it's like, if you're making a final movie, what the hell is the point of doing that when you're gonna come out of nowhere in April with a reboot? And I'm like...
I guess I gotta say it again, KG, because you probably didn't hear me. Hold on.
No, probably. Hold on, my headphones. Here you go.
Is this thing on? They're banking off your nostalgia. It sounds like I'm talking to a robot penis.
I'm getting Ajna.
Well, for some reason, it's very echoey in there.
Oh, real fast. This video was brought to you by Shadow Raid Legends.
Shadow Raid Legends is a mobile game.
Shadow Raid Legends is the mobile game.
Shadow Raid Legends is a mobile game that nobody gives a fuck about, and stop shilling it. Thank you. Goodbye. Fuck you.
Oh, hold up there, buddy. If I ever get promotion to do that shit, I will be willing to.
I'm taking it and run with it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna take that shit. I don't care if anybody calls me. If anybody calls me a seller, I don't care. I got my money worth.
But anyway, just they're bringing back the old Digimon, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised to bring. Are they doing the whole series, or is it just a movie?
We don't know. It's something. It exists. They posted a teaser trailer.
It just came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah, it just was just an announcement.
Yeah.
Because the movie is coming out on the 21st of February or 20. Actually, I had a picture of it. 24th, whatever the hell it was. It's coming out later next month, and then they all of a sudden they just decide to announce an anime in like April. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's a weird time.
So it is the whole series. That's what somebody else is saying.
I would want
it's the whole series.
So
they're gonna do the entire
case.
Yeah. So they're basically doing the same thing they did with Sailor Moon Crystal, where it's literally the entire show again.
Well, I mean,
only this time they're probably gonna shorten some stuff up, clean up some scenes probably, and stuff like that. Basically, it's a remake.
Yeah. Although I will say, if that's the case, I hope for no weird sharp chins like it was with the Sailor Moon one.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna probably try.
Oh wait, it is done by Toei, who did the Sailor Moon shit. Oh god, we're getting sharp chins, boys. Like them chins can break shit, man.
Sharpen your chins.
Well, you know what that means though. That means they're probably gonna decorate fucking Hikarigaoka Station and shit.
You know what also infuriates me about this? It's that a lot of the VAs are not going to be able to come back. Of course, you know, for obvious reasons, they are no longer here. So, and some of them even also passed away during the production of Try as well, man.
We're talking about Japanese or English voice?
Japanese. I'm not familiar with the English side. I think for the English side, they only brought back one person.
The series they're remaking is actually the only one I watched. I never watched the other Digimon series, and I don't remember all the voices of the original.
I'm interested to look at it just to see, like, if it's actually a remake, what kind of different directions they'll be taking compared to the 1999 series.
Now, I have a problem with that, like, slightly, because I know since it's not 1990s, they don't have as much creative freedom as they had back then. So I feel like we're gonna get a lot of the 2000s treatment to this, where things might be toned down. Because Tyson Tyson didn't give a shit. Like, let's just put it that way. Tyson, you know how in Pokemon where trainers fight alongside their Pokemon or whatever, but it's really just them telling them most of the commands. Tyson would get in and fight. Like, he didn't care. This boy would run up into danger, like, on purpose. And beat the crap out of people. Punch his friends sometimes if they're not acting right. Like,
what happened?
Why'd you say Tyson? It's Ty.
Oh, Ty. Sorry, Ty. Sorry, I was close.
No, don't worry. In the new remake, it's gonna be called Tyson.
Tai.
Well, no,
yeah,
Ty.
Tai
I was probably paralleling this with Beyblades because that viewed around the same time.
Yeah, they did have an MC named Tyson.
And they had a Tyson. Yeah, there was a lot of like main characters with that T name going at that point.
Tyson.
Yeah, but yeah, Ty was but Ty did not give a damn. Like, dude would beat the crap out of people. They would talk to each other almost any type of way, but that was because they were friends, so it almost like falls in like a we can talk to each other like this situation. It's just when someone else talks to us this way, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's one of those. But I don't know. So I'm afraid some things might get modernized for your soccer mom viewing pleasure.
And I'll tell you this right now: if they don't have any promotional shit in either Hikarigaoka or Odaiba, then it's not gonna be good.
Yeah, they need to.
They gotta do the promotion with that fucking Family Mart that's on Odaiba.
Yeah.
Here's hoping, man, that it does what we want it and not ruin everything.
I know, unfortunately, even if it gets dubbed, we're not gonna get our very classic intro.
Oh no! Oh no! I think Butterfly is coming back though. For the Japanese side.
The Digimon rap, you know.
But we don't talk about that.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure.
Like it. Yeah,
but no, and fuck no to the dub music too. That's
hey, listen, man. Frontier had the dopest opening.
I'm talking about adventure. Talking about adventure. Talking about that fucking guitar shit that nobody fucking wants.
Hey, listen, man. I know. According to my childhood, it enjoyed all the guitar riffs. But anyway, we don't know until it comes. Of course.
The only good thing about the only good thing I remember about the fucking Digimon dub was the fucking Dodge Different commercials that were in that was during fucking Fox Kids.
I remember it being on Jetix from
Dodge,
what I remember.
Dodge Different. Not a perfect world. Remember that fucking commercial? Nobody does.
Nobody.
It came back in fucking 2000.
No, I don't care about cars then. I don't care about them now. Though I should.
I have a car and I don't care about it for real.
Oof. All right. Well, let's see. According to my shenanigans here, I got everything set to go. Okay. Is there anything you guys want to bring up though before we continue into our main topics for the night?
I do want to say this.
Go right ahead.
KG, is love really that complicated?
What?
Oh, okay. I understand. Okay, so just to clarify on this, we had our anime edition podcast just a couple of days ago on Saturday. And there was a show in particular that Evie here recommended me to go and give a watch because I was gonna give it a watch, but of course I didn't have enough time to watch all the anime that's available as of right now because like I told you, there's like the Ed and Eddie one, there's the Inspector, the Hanako-kun, which is a really good one, but the one that Evie here recommended me was Rikikoi, or the full title, which I'm not going to even try saying because it's
Science Found Love, so I try to prove it.
Yeah, so just to kind of give you a brief idea of what's going on with this anime, there are two scientists that want to find out if love can be solved by scientific theory, and this leads.
The chick with the gray hair.
It's like a silverish, grayish hair kind of thing.
Like a silver hair situation.
Yeah, dude, she looks amazing. First of all, in the anime.
Of course.
I told you.
But no, Evie though, I want to say I actually agree with you with the girl with the yellow skirt though. She is super hilarious. I did not think I would love her as much as I did, dude. Some of the shit she does, it's like she's like the viewer.
Nobody wants to be wired.
She clearly knows everything that's going on, but even though she's gonna say it right out in front of their faces, the characters aren't gonna care what she says. Even if it's the solid truth. And it's so great. Like, I love these characters, man. All of them have been pretty spot on so far. And I've really been enjoying every episode. I haven't watched episode 4 yet. And I know episode 4 is like the supposed date episode or something. But like the first 3 episodes, if I'm going to go by the 3 episode rules, it was super solid in my opinion. I really enjoyed it all the way through. So thank you for recommending me that. I would have honestly skipped it had I not known there would have.
What's the title again?
Science Fell in Love, so I try to prove it.
Yeah. And there's like another one.
I'll type it out in the chat.
Yeah, there are like various forms. Like there is Rikikoi for sure. Rikega koi ni ochita no deshomei shite mita.
Nobody's gonna pronounce that, KG. Just say the English version.
No, the one Evie just said is. I'm just saying, like in the Japanese side, there's that, and then of course the other one, Rikikoi. So that's also that.
Yes, I agree with you guys. I do like the lolly scientist.
Is she even a lolly to begin with, though? Isn't she like the senpai?
You can still be if anything, that's the appeal of lollies sometimes, is that they take on more adult roles. So now you got like that counterproduction situation where it's like, yeah, the highest position of power is given to the girl that's literally the smallest.
Which I guess also applies to something we're about to talk about in just a minute.
And weirdly, that's a kink. That's a freaking kink.
Hey, listen, man, I ain't gonna judge anybody.
Well, hey, people have sneeze fetishes, so it doesn't mean anything.
That depends.
She lied, man.
Oh. Wait. No.
Well, she's in graduate school, so she qualifies.
Oh, okay. If that's how we're gonna go at it.
She's legal. She's legal.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna be caught by the lolly police this time.
Woo!
I've already been in the lolly jail once, alright? I ain't gonna go at it again.
KG's revealing some.
Yeah, like there was like in cosplay form, they had a in anime NYC, they actually had like a lolly policeman going by. Who arrest you?
I think I know who you're referring to.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That shit had me rolling when I saw it. So technically, I got arrested, and also because I blamed my buddy Herbzor, who made me buy a Lolicon T-shirt from the place.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh shit, that was great though. But yeah, so good times.
Pretty cool to know that. Pretty cool to know that
I ran
enjoying the anime.
I ran into him the last year too. So
nice. Now, all right then. So, anything else you guys want to bring up? Of course, the anime is pretty good. Thank you once again, Evie, for that recommendation. I really enjoyed it.
I'm sure it's obvious we're in the video game department. We're going to discuss the specific.
Yeah, we're going to obviously start things off in the video game department since we're talking about lollies, and there is another lolly character that is also in the video game department. So, might as well transition from lolly to other lolly. And then, of course, we'll probably go into the episode itself, because I think the episode is pretty mixed for a lot of fans within the community, and for kind of obvious reasons. And I don't know if I can agree or disagree. We'll get into that discussion when we get to it. But for now, YMCA's opening is indeed out. I did already get it. Don't worry. I got it. It's great. I love it. You know, what hurts the most to me, I read the English lyrics to the song.
It's fun to stay at the
The English lyrics on this opening.
Don't do that, because Don't Stop Productions will get your ass.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, they will. Like, even if you're just singing the song, no matter what, as long as they can hear the melody of it, they will still wipe your ass with that shit.
Dang.
Good. Go fuck yourself, because you don't own a fucking German TV show. Get the fuck out.
According to YouTube, they do, because they clearly strike our asses no matter what we do. But like, yeah, the YMCA opening is out. And like I mentioned, I listened to the English lyrics. They apparently the chorus is like "Come on, heaven." It's so dumb, and I don't mean like "come" as in COME. I mean the other "come."
Give me the link to that one. I want to see it.
Oh no, you don't.
Sure, because I don't know if these jackasses don't translate correctly to the fucking thing, you know, to the context, because sometimes it's like that.
I'm not sure. Listen, man, I'll give it to you later, because I don't want to go through a 2-hour analysis on Ishigatsu Zoku Reviewer's opening. But yeah, so let me go and set things up right now to make sure that everything is okay for us to begin our discussion on Le Fire Emblem, because everybody loves Fire Emblem, right?
Yeah.
No? Yes.
Oh,
okay, I do. That's what makes it so controversial.
I
only like when Sakura counts in binary and it looks like he's flipping off people. That's it.
That's also great.
I think he partly knew.
Yeah, I swear to you, he knew this shit happening.
Part of him knew. I kind of wanted when his middle finger was out, he just looks at us and then gets back to counting.
Like, he just pauses there for like a quick second. All right.
To see 1 or 2 or fuck are you?
It's gonna be like the Kojima translator, right?
Oh yes. Oh, dude, that shit was great from the Game Awards. All right, let's get into it then, shall we?
Yep.
Alrighty then. So, well, what do we say about this? Yeah, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate had recently got their Nintendo Direct in earlier last week. And in it, of course, a lot of fans were super excited for the announcements because, of course, a new character was going to be introduced into the mix. And given how many people were being, treated with third-party characters for the first 4 rounds, many people assumed that the last DLC character that would be joining the pack would be a DLC character from a third-party company. So,
little did they know, assuming made an ass out of you and me.
So, as it went on in the Direct, Sakurai even did a little thing saying that, hey, listen, we know this character's coming and you're going to be seeing him really soon. However, one thing to note is that Nintendo themselves, the Nintendo staff, don't actually know nothing about this, so it really does make you think, oh my god, is this going to be a really big reveal or whatnot?
Quote, not know much about.
Exactly. Right. So, he says no hard feelings, all that kind of stuff, introduces the trailer, you get into it, first 3 seconds into that trailer, after the sunset scene, I immediately knew, freaking Fire Emblem.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, he even mentioned it himself, like, immediately at the very beginning, you're going to instantly know who it's going to be. And he wasn't kidding. It's Byleth from the Fire Emblem Three Houses game, man.
Got him.
And, of course, it comes with an additional twist. Because guess what happens? Byleth recruits Byleth. That's correct. The female variation from Fire Emblem Three Houses, similar to, like, how they did with Robin and with Corrin from Fates. Is also going to be included in the batch as well. So you get 2 characters for the price of 1. And to add to that, another key thing to also note about this character is that the characters will also be coming equipped with certain weapons that also belong to other heroes, such as the bow, the spear, and the axe. Also, I love that bit right here where Sothis is pretty much saying too many swordsmen, perhaps, or something like that.
Yeah, she knows. They know full well.
And you know, it's so great that Sothis says this, because that is her character. Like, she acts like this. Like, I love how they captured her character in this trailer.
I don't know why, but I get a big Veriti vibe from her.
She definitely is kind of like Veriti, except with a twist.
I thought Sonic was invading here. That's...
Yeah, Sonic, Mario, and Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Nah, but you know, when I first saw that trailer, one of the big things I thought, because you saw 3 stars passing by and given 3 houses, each representing like the blue lions, the gold deers, and then, you know, all that. You were thinking that it was going to be Edelgard, Cloud, and then of course Dimitri. But no, none of them were. Instead, it was their weapons that that Byleth's going to be using. And I have to say, so far, just from witnessing the character's design overall, I'm really loving it. I think it looks really cool and could be able to be a character to stand on its own, despite certain flaws that come included with this character, such as its pretty weak jump, because they do mention that for some reason Byleth is not really a good jumper, despite having some pretty strong range. The mobility,
I think, is supposed to be limited.
Yeah. That's one of the things, unfortunately, that comes with Byleth's character. And then, of course, you witness to see the final smash, mixing in the fusion between Sothis and, of course, Byleth himself. Now, they did do in the final smash a little, I guess, spoiler in the video game, but you won't know about that unless you play the game, so it don't matter. Hell, even Sakurai is like, something happens. But you have to play the game to find out for yourself, since the game is still relatively new. Now, 2 things to also know before I pass this on to you guys. 1, I'm very glad they did one thing right. They revealed this character after 3 houses.
Yes.
Compared to how it was for Fates. Now, I know in Fates, the game did technically release in Japan, but not outside of Japan. It never released in the US at the time. So for fans in Japan who might have already had the chance to play the games, they might have already seen who Corrin is as a character and got a chance to experience him, and probably got excited for Corrin's inclusion into the game. For those in the US, though, who had to wait for, you know, the game Fates to come out, which was like, I think 2 months after the announcement that came out, many people were pretty stingy about it, because it's like, why introduce a character that none of us really became attached to, you know? So here with Byleth, at least Byleth has had a few months, worldwide at least, to be accustomed to fans across the world. And, well, what do we have to say about this? Let me just hear from you guys. I'm curious to what you guys have to say about Byleth's inclusion in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as the final character from past Volume 1. So take it away, guys.
I guess we should go with who feels like they have the most to say about this. In TSS, I imagine you probably have the least amount to say about this subject.
I really don't care, because I haven't played the game and I haven't touched Smash in a long time.
Okay, but anybody else here in the call?
No, I'm going in order by like how much it would affect somebody.
Okay.
So, Evie, do you have any strong thoughts on this or no?
That silence I'll take as a no.
Yeah, I guess if he's not here, so I'll take the advantage point. So with me, I personally don't like Fire Emblem characters, only because like it's been a personal thing with me. Because every time I fight a Fire Emblem character, I get problems. But if I have to, if I had to say the representation in Smash, I don't even think the problem is that it's Byleth. I think the problem is that like Fire Emblem is the third most represented series in the entire Smash universe. Like out of all the characters, I think Fire Emblem has the most representation, if not Mario and Pokemon. And Mario and Pokemon, well, Mario obvious is because this whole game revolves around the idea of what if Mario and others fought off against other video game powerhouses.
Also, Mario's number one canonically.
Yeah, so Mario number one, like literally. So it's based off that concept. And Pokemon's whole gimmick is that there's a bunch of little Pokemon. I mean, like outside of the 9 Pokemon in Smash, you got like the 50 plus Pokemon in Pokeballs. The whole idea is that there's supposed to be a bunch of these little guys. And Pokemon have huge diversities. Like no one will ever confuse 2 Pokemon. Like Pikachu and Jigglypuff may be both cute little Pokemon, but you'll never confuse the two. On screen, on site, you know who Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Mewtwo, Charizard. Yeah, Pichu. You know who those are on site. Even if you've never seen Pokemon a day in your life, you know Pikachu when you see it. The problem, I think, is that in Japan, Fire Emblem's super popular. And in America, not so much. And oddly enough, most people only really played the Fire Emblem games because of Smash. Like nobody knew who Marth and Roy were until Smash, if I'm not mistaken.
And then of course immediately after Melee, you know, the GBA games out to the West, and that's what kind of piqued interest for fans to try out Fire Emblem. Of course, I never knew about Fire Emblem at the time, so I just completely skipped them. So
now the side of this that I want to make very certain about my feelings on this. I don't care either way, but the reason I don't care either way is because Byleth is DLC. You have the option to buy him or not. No one's pointing a gun up to you saying buy Byleth or download Byleth. Now, obviously, for those who bought the entire pack, they're probably disappointed. Yeah, they're probably disappointed because he took up a slot in their otherwise third-party pack. But they never explicitly said that there was going to be only third-party characters.
I think what happened was that
I think people just mistranslated because they saw the pattern.
No. See, to go into detail about this, I believe Reggie mentioned during the Joker announcement back in the Game Awards, where he said that these upcoming characters will be characters from completely new franchises coming into the Smash universe. And while technically Three Houses, it's a new franchise within Fire Emblem, I guess. You know, from a series, you know, it is a new title.
It's a new game within the,
Yeah,
I think what happened, also is that Reggie probably just lost it in translation. I mean, at that point, he probably didn't see this far ahead into the future.
Also, Sakurai himself stated that even no one in Nintendo knew about what was coming. Yeah. So, I mean, that might be the case.
He probably didn't know. All he probably heard was, like, rumors of the other characters and knew they were third party. So, at that point, he's like, it's not my job anymore. I don't have to care. I'm gone.
Yeah, he left.
So yeah, that's my big take on it, is that I'm on the fence. I get why people are upset though, and I think it goes way past Byleth. I think the problem mostly is that Byleth, they try to fix the sword situation by giving him multiple weapons, but even that isn't a good representation of Fire Emblem itself. You know, you got axe wielders, you got Pegasus riders, you got mages. I think Robin's the only person in Fire Emblem that actually uses magic, but there's a crap ton of magic users in Fire Emblem. There's archers, there's thieves, there's bards, there's white mages. Like Fire Emblem has a very huge class.
That's why a lot of people were hoping if anybody from Fire Emblem Three Houses were to be in Smash, people were hoping for Elgar because she wields an axe, and that's completely different from a sword user. And design-wise, anyway.
Yeah, so one of the big problems isn't even the fact that Byleth's in the game or that Byleth uses a sword. It's just the fact that Fire Emblem, for the most part, gets represented, but it gets represented in a very biased state. Mostly geared towards the main characters or the characters that are wielding the sword. So the problem that I hear a lot of people going about is that Byleth is in the game because that's just another anime sword wielder. That's not even the biggest issue. The problem is that Fire Emblem just gets poorly represented in this game in general because Fire Emblem has a lot of characters. And one of the big cues of those characters is their interaction. Like, not even just them fighting, it's just how they get along. That's why you get those cutscenes where you get two characters together and their compatibility can go up, which can openly affect the flow of battle. You know, these two characters get along, so their compatibility makes who the fuck drew this? Their compatibility affects the battle so that if two people are put together, they have a better chance of winning than if they were by themselves. But so when it comes down to that, none of that can be effectively shown off in Smash Brothers, which is a completely different genre. It's an action Smash party genre fighting game versus a tactical RPG. So I think that's just like the biggest problem to me is that they've added so many Fire Emblem characters at this point, but they still haven't done Fire Emblem like some major justice in terms of how they want to introduce them.
I just feel like they're going a little too one-sided in terms of having just one genre or just one, design of Fire Emblem being sword users and just simply rolling with that instead of trying to
I think another problem too is that out of all the characters that they've been putting in to represent Fire Emblem recently, they've mostly been introducing the main characters. And the problem with the main characters, they ain't that expressive. Yeah, they ain't that expressive. You got a whole bunch of other characters in Fire Emblem that have worlds of color and personality, yet you chose the main character, which essentially only takes on the personality that you yourself make up.
Yeah, so honestly, like, I still believe Byleth were still able to get a character of their own in Three Houses, because I've already played the game and whatnot, so I got to see story-wise how they are treated as. And, a lot of the students in Garrigmach Monastery, if I'm pronouncing it right, have a lot of respect for these characters, for Byleth, because they're the teachers, So I do personally believe that they are characters that I think were fleshed out enough to where you can get a grasp as to who they are. Now, with that being said, I also understand the criticisms that's coming included with this as well. Like, fans were really hoping to see other characters be included in this mix. As mentioned, Edelgard, being a perfect example. Everyone loved her character, especially in the storyline when you see her route. It is some of the most amazing things ever. Claude, he's also really loved. He's the meme man himself that came out from Fire Emblem. Like, you see the golden deer sign pretty much anywhere at this point. That's how memed it's been. Hell, like, even now, till as we speak, Fire Emblem Three Houses won multiple awards. I mean, in the Game Awards, it won like the Best Fan Award and then Best RPG kind of game, even though this is kind of like a tactical RPG more. But the point of the matter is, it still won awards, so it is very beloved by the Fire Emblem community. And many people, as you guys already know, were very critical in terms of Fates. Many people weren't very big fans of, the Fates games because of the direction that they went with those titles. Such as the petting and all that you can do with some of the characters, which honestly was the selling point for me, just saying. Sadly, it's not here, but you get something else instead for your reward, though. So, yeah, it's interesting to see, like, the evolution of Fire Emblem, and I honestly believe of all franchises right now from Fire Emblem, I do believe Three Houses deserved to have gotten representation in Smash Brothers.
I think people wouldn't have been as mad if they had went ahead and finally just released a third party and then released Byleth in the next pack.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say, buddy.
Yeah, and I think one of the big problems with that though is marketing. Like, they're selling copies of Three Houses while it's still fresh.
Also, remember when this got announced, when the characters Byleth got announced for Smash, immediately they revealed the upcoming DLC for Three Houses on the same day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
they were doing it to make money, more or less. Which, You know, unfortunately, that's what you get when you run into a company that's otherwise become a conglomerate. Smash is one of the biggest anticipated video games just ever. So you're going to run into some business corporate decisions that outweigh some fan favorite decisions. And me personally, I don't even think it's the fact that, we could have gotten a third party. If we're looking at possibilities, I think we could have gotten some more of the already established IPs in Smash more represented. But we instead tried to focus on Fire Emblem, which from a marketing standpoint, I get why they did it. But then you still got other franchises in the Super Smash Bros. Universe that have like very little to no characters.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
F-Zero.
You got Legend of Zelda. Like, we could get some Gorons in there. Like,
hell, even some characters from Skyward Sword. What was his name? Gilheim or something like that?
Yeah, we can get some people from them in there. I'm sure we can get some other Fox represented. Donkey Kong, people wanted Daisy Kong in there at some point. Like Dixie Kong.
Yeah, we already got Daisy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I understand everybody's criticisms on this, but I do want to touch upon one thing you said before, Tyrone.
Yeah.
This character, I think, would not have gotten as much flack as it did had this been the first DLC announcement for Wave 2. Had they kept this entire first volume pure on just third-party characters, people would have speculated that with the second volume, it would have been a mixture of the two. Because it's like, you can't just simply go third-party forever. You have to start incorporating your own franchises into the mix, you know? And I think people would have been a little more comfortable with Byleth's reveal by then. And also because it would have given more chance for Byleth to have been well-known across the world, rather than just half a year later, you know? So, it's unfortunate that it had to have been announced now, rather than later. But, as you mentioned, Tyrone, money.
Mm-hmm.
Money always gets involved in all of these situations. And money always tends to be the winner in the fight, so...
Yeah, pretty much, unfortunately. But, yeah, I don't care either way. Like, I'm not strong on either side of this. I'm probably not gonna get them. I'm not gonna lie. I got nothing against Three Houses. I just don't want the character.
Yeah. And
that's my choice to make. Now, obviously it's DLC, and if I ever change my mind, I can go back and, get them. But as of now, I don't want to buy them. I'd rather buy Cuphead costume.
Well, I mean, with Cuphead, you're only paying 75 cents for it anyway.
Right. So I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. You're
getting a track included too, and it's a good song as well.
I'm getting my music, so yeah. If anything, then I'll win out with that. But yeah, on a personal level, I saw everybody got mad. I don't think this is worth getting mad over personally, because Smash Brothers already revealed that they're gonna have like a crap ton more characters. I think people would be more mad if this was the last DLC.
It was intentionally, man. Remember.
Yeah, if this was the final character that was there, then I think then it would have been a big buzz. Like, houses would have been burning down. But 3 houses, more specifically.
But, people, like, if you remember, initially, Byleth was to have been the... Yeah, the
if finale. Anything, this was their retaliation. Like, wait, we got...
Yeah, like, listen, we know you may not be happy. He even Sakurai mentioned, you may not be happy with this, but just understand, later in the direct, we're going to announce 6 more characters are coming in via DLC Volume 2. So it's not like as if you're gonna, like, listen, guys, you're not gonna get a pure solid 11 check-marked characters, as in, like, all of them are super solid choices. There are gonna be some odd ones in the bunch. While it may be something that you might enjoy, and obviously it might not be for others, it's always going to be like that. Nobody's going to 100% agree with the entire list. For Fire Emblem fans, I'm happy for them. I hope that this character at least does a decent job in representing what Fire Emblem Three Houses is, because in all honesty, recently, with a lot of the Fire Emblem characters, they all feel like clones of clones of clones, which they are.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
we have 2
like,
Echo
literally
Fighters.
Literally Chrom, Lucina... Yeah, Chrom, Lucina, and Marth are all pretty much the same character.
Yeah, and then Ike is also somewhat involved in that too, with like
Ike
Chrom.
is a Roy, I believe. Yeah,
Ike and Chrom. Yeah, Roy is something. I don't know.
Roy's just Roy.
Yeah, so it's like you got 4 of the 8 being technically echoes of each other, and it's like, shit, man. Give some love to other franchises. Or if not love for a franchise, at least do a better job with their own respective characters. Don't make them feel like each other, because it doesn't make the franchise look any better. It makes everybody have this thought of like, oh, they're carbon copies of each other, the series, you know.
Sword Fighters, the series, yeah.
Exactly. And that sucks, because Fire Emblem Three Houses to me is a good game. I feel like this did nothing but stained the franchise, in my opinion. And, it also hurts because literally, like, I think a day or two later, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE just came out, which was a fusion of Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah. I hope it didn't hurt the sales on that game, man.
I hope not either. Because I was actually hoping I would probably get some music from that game, put it on this game at least for some representation. But
instead, it's more like the characters are in Fire Emblem Heroes now.
Yeah.
Right.
Evie, though, out of curiosity, what do you think about this? Because we were trying to bring you up before, but I think you disappeared for a bit.
I think you were out, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I had got to take care of a quick errand.
Okay, no problem, buddy. Go right ahead.
So what was the question?
What do you think about
Byleth?
Byleth's inclusion?
Yeah, I think you guys pretty much nailed the main points. You know, coming from someone who just got himself involved into the Fire Emblem series, I'm pretty happy about this edition, because obviously, as an owner of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I could be more happy that we're getting Byleth, getting some representation from Three Houses. However, I can completely understand why people would be mad about this, because I was actually one of those people before I got into Fire Emblem that was actually annoyed that we're getting such a huge roster of Fire Emblem characters into the Smash series. Now, if I hadn't been involved into Fire Emblem Heroes or Fire Emblem Three Houses, I would have been in the same boat at these people who were criticizing these editions. Because I get it. I've been in their shoes. We already have. I think we already have a good amount of Fire Emblem characters in this game. But at the same time, I've got to feel happy for those who have Three Houses, because, like you said, KG, it is such a good game. Especially for those who haven't played it, I think it's a great way for you to get into the series.
Yeah, it's probably the most friendly version of Fire Emblem to date, in my opinion. And that's not criticizing the game story-wise. I just think they did a lot of quality of life changes to the game to make it much more accessible for a lot of fans.
You want to know what I think one of the biggest things is? Because I went back and I was like, yeah, they have a lot of characters. And you pointed out that, Pokemon, we all point out that Pokemon and Mario have more. Well, the thing about Pokemon and Mario is, even when they release a character, it's usually they release a character very sparingly in between each other. Where Fire Emblem feels like a lot of the characters that have been released have been so close to each other. I mean, Corrin was like the last character in Smash 4, wasn't he?
Yes, the last Fire Emblem character.
Yeah, he was the last Fire Emblem character in Smash 4, and it was so close to Smash's like end point, like that we were already getting into Ultimate. I think at some point, like once Ultimate was announced, we went into Ultimate, and then guess what we got again? We got Chrom, I think, in Ultimate, right?
Chrom as an Echo, and then no, I think it was just Chrom.
Yeah, we got Chrom, and then we get another Fire Emblem character in between that, or did we just get Byleth?
It was just Chrom.
Okay, so just Chrom, and then Byleth showed up. Yeah, and then Byleth showed up. Yeah, I think it's just the timing of them was always so close together, and I think it's the fact that they were all DLC characters at some point. Like, Corrin was DLC too for Smash 4.
Corrin, Roy, and Byleth are DLC characters.
Yeah, they're all and I think that's what it is. That whenever it comes down to it, they take up a DLC spot no matter what.
Right. Yeah, in each series, man, that's the thing. I heard.
Yeah, so that's what I think people are really sour about. Is like at this point, you might as well just put all the Fire Emblem characters in the game, and then give us like, I don't know. But there was no way they were going to do that because obviously new games were coming. Pokemon, they don't really do that a lot. In fact, I don't think any of the Pokemon have been in a DLC slot except Mewtwo.
Yeah, right. It's just Mewtwo.
Yeah.
See, and I think the criticism also plays out with, as you guys brought this up before, people's familiarity with some of these Nintendo franchises. See, you talk about the the large rosters of particular franchises such as Mario and Pokemon, those two franchises are a lot more recognized, at least within Nintendo. You know how popular Mario and Pokemon games are, which is why a lot of people are more familiar with that franchise compared to Fire Emblem. Mm-hmm. I think if people were to become as familiar and the games were as popular as Mario and Pokemon, I don't think the criticism would be as heavy as it is now. Go ahead.
Even if Fire Emblem was popular as Mario and Pokemon, which Fire Emblem is extremely popular in Japan.
Also, in fact, it was thanks to Awakening that Fire Emblem as a franchise survived. Had it not done sales, it would have
saved Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Awakening and Fate saved it. Yeah.
But here's the thing about Pokemon and Mario, and like you just said, they're known like universally. No matter the age, no matter the race, no matter the parts of the world you're in, you notice Pikachu on sight. Like it's literally on sight. If you saw Pikachu at the Mayday Parade, you know full well what it is. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna recognize You're not gonna recognize Roy. I mean,
or Corrin of all characters too.
Corrin just gonna look like some person with a sword, like a balloon.
Who's this dragon
motherfucker? Look at Braum and you're like, is that an anime swordsman?
Right.
God damn it, another swordsman. Which is funny because they were requesting for Dante, who's a sword.
Well, I think Dante's different because Dante's whole deal, he's a sword user, but he also uses guns. He's got demon power. He's got more going for him. Fire Emblem characters more or less are regular ass people that just happen to be gifted with slightly better sword skills, axe skills, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'll say this, because look, I can understand the criticism, but for those of them that were expecting Byleth to be in the game, do they really have to criticize as much if they were expecting this edition?
Yeah, everybody already had like the idea that he was coming. That's the funny thing about it. Everybody was already expecting him to have joined the game already.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you guys already knew he was coming, then just prepare for it. What the hell are you doing criticizing it, man? And I think the character, concept-wise from what we saw in the trailers was pretty great. I think it's going to be able to be a character that I feel will be able to define Fire Emblem Three Houses. With that being said, though, another thing to note, you have 6 more opportunities. There are 6 more characters coming. Don't be sad that one of them ended up being taken by this character. Understand that there are 6 more coming. In fact, I think Sakurai intentionally added a 6th slot for the DLC Wave 2 because they knew people wouldn't like Byleth as an inclusion. So it was like, okay, to make up for it, we'll just add another character to Volume 2.
So how many characters would that make in Smash's roster if we count the 10?
80 something?
It'll be close to 90, I believe.
Damn,
to the Smash website. Let's go.
Let's see.
Balancing
81, 84.
Balancing that game's gonna be a bitch.
Balancing, he says.
Right. Bold of you to assume this game's balanced.
Okay, so Byleth is number 75.
75, so 81.
81.
Yeah. Damn.
That's actually pretty great for a fighting game. Hell, a lot of fans.
It's great, but sometimes it's overwhelming.
Hey, listen, man. Do you want to suffer through getting like Goku again in Fighters?
I'm not even gonna. Well, it's news, so I guess I'll talk about it. Yeah, I'm gonna be brief as hell. Fuck that game. Fuck Fighters.
Oops, all Gokus.
Yep. Fuck Fighters. Hey. This literally makes the 6th or 7th. This makes the 7th Goku. Not even counting the fusions, the characters that are heavily inspired from Goku, like Bardock. Yeah, it's just too much. And then you got a bunch of Vegetas and then 2 Brolys. It's officially become a fan game now.
Hey, listen, man, I'm just glad the PC modding community did honks for Broly. You know what? Actually, quick question, though. Just out of curiosity. Are you getting Kakarot?
Nah, not at full price. It's not worth it.
Really now? The game's visualized and everything looks great.
Visually, it's nice and it's got great cutscenes and story, but the gameplay just feels stale and I don't know. I'm not digging
like, I don't know if it's just me because compared to you, Tyrone, I'm not that familiar with Dragon Ball Z in terms of the video game market, but at least from what I've been seeing, regardless, I feel like every Dragon Ball Z game is a retelling of the entire series.
Tell me about it.
That is. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Because it is.
Like, you may not be as big of a fan as me. Hit the nail kind of on the head. Is how many times can you tell the story over and over? They have plenty of different like chances to make up some sagas exclusively for that game, and they just chose not to.
Okay, it's pretty much like, you know, going from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to the Amazing Spider-Man, pretty much retelling the entire story when really that's not absolutely necessary.
Exactly. So we're touching upon games, Screw Fighters, and I'm not getting Kakarot, at least not at full price. I'll probably get it when it goes through a price drop or something, but I'm not in a hurry to play the same story I've been playing 1,000 times.
Okay. With that said, though, would you join me if I was to do Kakarot?
Oh, of course, I will definitely chime in. Obviously, I'm gonna come in on your stream.
I mean, in a way, it's kind of like a gameplay / anime reaction.
If anything, I was gonna say, if anything, that's the version of I prefer to play. Is just me watching KG and Chris.
No, because as you guys already know, it's also available on PC.
So you're gonna play the Goose version?
We're gonna play Honkarat.
Honkarat?
Honkarat, yes.
The legendary Super Goose.
Do not lie to me, though. You would actually enjoy that more than just seeing another Goku, though.
You won't get away with this.
Kamehame honk. No, I don't know if you paid attention to the Broly thing that they did for fighters, but they actually replaced all of Broly's voice clips with just honks. So like when Broly does like that laughing attack, in fighters where he sounds like that little ball, instead of like the ha 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 kind of scream, he's like honk 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 honk.
Goggle Master, let me explain this now. I don't hate Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm just really, really, really disappointed in Dragon Ball Fighters.
DLC wise, anyway.
It had so much, when it first came out, it had so much potential to like grow its own wings as a balanced fighting game that can appeal to like the people. It had very diverse characters. It wasn't like, the only Gokus we had, Goku and Vegeta repeats we had were obviously Goku Black, but he fights different. And then you got Goku Blue, which is essentially his Super Saiyan Blue transformation, which I got why they did that. And then Vegeta Blue, and they were both DLC, so it's fine. But then they got cocky, and now it's like every character is Goku, and every character is Vegeta. And they made 2 Brolys specifically because the movie was coming out. It's doing that very thing I hate, and it's cashing in. And I don't like when games try to cash in on stuff. That you could have just developed your own personality. That's why I like characters like Cooler, Videl, and Janemba, who they're not promoting anything. They're just there because fighters felt it would be a good idea to put them in the game. That, ironically enough, kind of dives into our whole Byleth situation. It's like, they're adding a character in to promote the other game, but it would be a lot better if they added something completely original, just to, shake things up and make the reason. What was one of the most hyped characters that I think people were going crazy about in Smash Ultimate?
Banjo.
Smash Ultimate.
Banjo. And
Banjo's one.
The reason being is because we haven't seen Banjo in a successful game in years. And I'm not counting nuts and bolts.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, if we're moving on those are my thoughts on and those are my thoughts on DLC in general. So I guess we can just move on at this point.
Yeah, I'm done with my thoughts too.
Yeah,
all right then.
Sorry, Evie, if I didn't ask.
No, time to wake up. Next.
All right, for more Smash announcements, I'm just kidding. Let me just go and plop back to the other side right here real quick while I go prep up things. So, I just as before we go and move on though, as a whole, from a rating of 1 to 10, Smash Volume 1, how does it look to you, score-wise?
Can you repeat that? You were cutting off.
I'm sorry. From
1 out of 10, how would you rate the Smash DLC first pack?
Yeah.
First pack. I give it a solid. I'll give it a solid 9. I think it's a pretty good start.
I'll give it a 7. Other than Terry Bogard, I want to say Terry Bogard and Joker from Persona were the ones that really got me hyped.
Oh, not either Banjo nor the other ones?
I never really played Banjo a lot. It's only recently I started getting into Banjo.
Ah, okay, understandable then.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with Banjo.
Okay, that's why I was wondering, just to make sure.
Yeah. But other than that, Joker and Terry. Go ahead, Evie. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, here's hoping that the next fighter pack is just as good, if anything, or if not better. Because don't forget that Sakurai already did make up his mind as to who's going to be added into this pack. So,
and this was since November too. While we're at it.
Since November, yeah. So don't bother trying to change his mind, you guys, on Twitter or in any form of communications.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
All right then. So
that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah, I think the Smash Fighter Pass was still great in my opinion. I mean, I think it managed to get something for everybody, whether for Japan, for North America, Latin America, Europe. I think everybody came out on top with this pack with at least one fighter. And hopefully Volume 2 will be able to blow our expectations away, because I mean, like you managed, like Sakurai, you have to understand, this man single-handedly got 4 Dragon Quest characters, a character that has been dead for decades and brought back to life, another fighting character from a very popular fighting game genre for decades now, and, you know, of course, the most popular JRPG game known at this moment that has grown to be a very huge success, that it's getting its own variety of spin-offs and everything. You know, being of Joker, like there's so many things that have come out from this Smash DLC pack. Like I feel at least everybody came out on top with something. And despite, you know, Joker's inclusion, not Joker's, I'm sorry, but Byleth's inclusion, I still think, you know, it's okay. One character is not gonna hurt the whole thing, man. You got 4 heavy ton hits. A little blemish like this isn't gonna ruin everything, okay? It's just one character. Had the next 6 characters been Fire Emblem as well, okay, we can talk then. But it's just one. Unless somehow by December 31st of 2021, suddenly out of nowhere, a new Fire Emblem game comes out around that time and Sakurai decides to then post the main character from that new game, then yes, okay, we could start talking about that as well. But I don't think that's happening anytime soon. So with that being said, Volume 2 is looking great. I know we want to get into predictions territories for what we think might happen for those, but I think we'll save that for an eventual discussion later down the road. So, you guys all ready to go into our discussion / review for this week's episode of Pocket Monsters? Yeah, it's just Pocket Monsters.
Oh, real fast, do we want to talk about Twilight Wings first episode?
Oh, that's right. I forgot that happened.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't talk that on Saturday's show, but I think we had too much to talk about at that time anyway.
I don't know. I didn't hear you guys talk about it, so I was like,
no, we didn't really talk about it as much, unfortunately, if at all. I want to say this right now. The best way I could summarize this: God, I wish that were a movie. God, I wish this was a movie on its own, man. Visual-wise, this short looks amazing. It hurts you have to wait every single goddamn month for a new episode, though.
Yep.
But I do love the premise. I do love the theming. I do love the tone, the coloring. One of my favorite things about this short is the angle shots, because of course it's focusing on a little kid, so they have a lot of low angle shots to represent that, to look like as if it's from a small kid's point of view. And that's why everything in this show looks so grand and big, because it's not only just a little kid, it's a little kid who's in the hospital, who's in treatment, who can't really go out there to explore the big world. So imagine, you have to think about it from a little kid's point of view who has been stuck in the hospital, to suddenly go out there and see and witness these things with his own 2 eyes. Everything is going to look much bigger in scope compared to somebody who's done this on a daily basis, you know what I mean? And I think this short, the first short anyway, did an amazing job in capturing that. And I'm loving every bit. The voice acting is phenomenal, animation is phenomenal, art style is phenomenal. I think this first episode alone managed to do a lot in terms of really capturing Galar as to what this is, and also, surprisingly enough, made me appreciate the Chairman Rose character. That was the shocking thing to me. I
Immediately does a better job of showing his character than the games did.
That's what I'm saying. Like I like now after watching this episode, I'm like, this man can't be bad, man. He can't. He may have made bad decisions, but he's not necessarily a bad dude. You see him in this episode. He genuinely looks like he's trying to make the right decisions, and I hope that Twilight Wings can do that. I hope it can do more of it. Maybe in future episodes, because after the letter that the kid gave him, we'll find out soon enough, man.
Tia says, you got anything? Because I know you've been quiet during the whole video game section.
Well, the Twilight Wings thing, I think it's really nice. It's a change of pace. It kind of actually reminds me of like you said, an anime movie, like something like Weathering with You, kind of like art style, kind of subdued colors. And kind of like a different color space, and I like that.
Like, what would happen if Pokemon decided to actually buckle down and be an anime for a second?
Exactly. And I personally enjoyed it. I feel kind of sad that we have to wait a month per episode, but you know what? I think considering how much Pokemon we get shoved down our throats every week, I think it's a good change of pace, and I think they made a great decision. And plus, you have to keep the Sword and Shield train going until the DLC comes out.
Because Ash and Go aren't traveling to the Galar region every episode. They're only doing like once every now.
But that being said, it is nice to see Ash and Pikachu in this short, though.
Yeah,
I'm glad it was subtle too. I'm glad they didn't plaster it in our faces that they were there.
Yeah, I like the little nod. All right, KG. Let's get the old 12 FPS Pokeball and let's talk about the episode.
Oh hell yeah! Let's get right into it then, buddy. So this week's episode of, I was gonna say Sun and Moon, but it's not Sun and Moon. Pocket Monsters, 2019, episode number 8, I believe it is. We're in right now.
Yeah. No, 9.
9. Okay, it's kind of weird because like now we completely lost the session count with the episode count because that's how we were doing it before the new year arrived. But anyway, this episode, otherwise known as let me see,
otherwise known as We Go to Johto and Ho's Mad.
Yeah, the pledge we made that day. The Ho-Oh legend of the Johto region.
Ho-Ho's, man. Sorry.
Hoes are fatally furious, I see.
Ho-Ho is old. That's the problem.
These Ho-Ohs be olds. Let me see. Also, thank you to Lightning once again for hosting. Absolutely appreciate it. I'm going to save my thoughts for the very end. I really want to hear you guys break it down, honestly, because I'm curious about what you guys have to say about this episode. So,
I didn't
go right
see the
ahead
episode, so I didn't see the episode, so I'm going to see this one now.
Okay, Evie. But I'll do a summary real fast because that leads into one of my problems with the episode. The episode begins when Go has a transmission, basically just an article reading that there's Ho-Oh in Ekritique. Ash and friends go to Ekritique. They see a fake Ho-Oh because the kid believes in Ho-Oh. His grandfather doesn't believe the Ho-Oh exists. He used to believe that Ho-Oh existed a long time ago when he had a rainbow wing, but he stopped caring after so much time had passed. His faith had disappeared. The kids try to convince him that Ho-Oh is still real. They keep going through the burned tower to convince him. The further they go through the burned tower, the more they start to believe. Grandpa starts to believe again. He believes hard enough. The rainbow colorful again. The kids leave because they've been waiting too long for Ho-Oh. Appears in front of the grandpa to give him a little bit more hope again. Episode's over. And also Go caught 3 Pokemon. He caught Sentrin, Mesdreavus, and a Pokemon I never thought I'd ever see on screen ever again, Stantler. The end. That's the episode.
Beautiful.
Nice. Wait till next week. Till next week, guys.
No, hold your fucking horses. There's more to that than this. So first of all, we have fucking continuity, which is cool.
Oh, well, that's just, I've seen that flashback a lot, so I was just like, oh yeah, that's right now.
Yeah, the other thing is I liked Pikachu's. Well, first of all, it's nice to see Pikachu not fat in that sequence, and also different facial expression. That's one. Number two is that I like how they actually show a Pokemon that looks really fucking old. I like that. I mean, the whole O is old as the guy.
The Hoot, yeah.
The Hoot. Well, yeah, it's in Japanese it's ho. You gotta remember. It's a different. Yeah, it's different between. That's why I keep saying that, because I'm used to the Japanese name. Hoot is ho, and ho is ho. So that's a difference. That's a difference there. So yeah, it is that. But the thing is, though, you see the really old like Hoot with the freaking everything is sagging, and it's like, I'm surprised the leg doesn't have arthritis yet. It's like, how can it still get on this guy's shoulder? But no, just hearing the backstory for this old man, just to see that this guy's probably in his 70s or something like that, really old, and you see a picture of him in color, which doesn't make any fucking sense. With the Hoot, that was a great little thing. To see the burn tower again after fucking 20 years. I mean, literally it has almost been 20 years. Really nice. I really did like once again the chemistry in this episode. Some people will say it's like, oh, it's like, why can't the continuity be freaking continuity?
Consistent.
It's inconsistent, but you have to remember that it's still the 9th episode, guys. What the fuck are you expecting? You gotta be realistic. You gotta be like, sprinkling a little bit of nostalgia here and there is great. It doesn't matter at the moment. It's like when the big stuff happens, which is going to be like in a year from now, and then they don't have a continuity, then you have a right to complain. Okay? So, again, just to have certain, and plus, other things that we've seen are not necessarily direct anime canon references. They're references
video
regardless.
Games.
They're either video game references, or they're kind of Easter egg references that you have to really look for, and I like that. So again, it makes people excited, makes people think. Make your own references. It's like
I didn't get super hyped about Ash's whole flashback thing, only because he's had it a lot, and they literally made a whole movie based off of it. So I was just like, oh yeah, that scene again. That exists.
But I thought it was. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it is. I mean, the problem is we cannot. I mean, again, we can't call. We don't know what the hell is filler and what the hell isn't, because technically, if Go catches a Pokemon, then in the whole scheme of things, we can't call it filler.
I think it's gonna probably be renamed filler but Go catches type of situation.
Yeah,
filler but Go catches. That they do that to stop it from being, because sometimes Go can catch a Pokemon like Stantler and Misdreavus where they're openly involved in the story, or like Mantype that's involved in the story. But sometimes he goes to the region and just catches a Pokemon, like Centret just shows up. Tentacle.
Well, to be fair, to be totally fair, Misdreavus and Stantler were the antagonists of the episode.
That's what I said. I said they're part of the story. Yeah,
they're part of the story. So it's not like, oh, it's just random shit. It's actually
no. But I'm talking about like Centret and Tentacle Pokemon that Go needs to catch to fill the decks up, and that's fine. That's fine. He's got to catch them all, so it's his character to do that.
At least they're actually fucking doing that, and not
that's what I say.
And not like have Shigeru or Gary fucking just catch like 45 Pokemon. We never fucking see them on screen.
Right, we never see them on screen. We just have to imply that Gary caught them.
Yeah, exactly. So, from this perspective, they're actually doing things right and they're doing things differently. It's just that again, it's not. I mean, this anime is trying to be one size fits all, but you know, a lot of people are not agreeing with what the direction they want, and some people still don't know what direction they want. I know Polly loves this episode. I personally think it's a nice. Once again, they're doing different things. I like that they're changing things up. They're doing something different every episode, and just to see them going to every single region, it just appeals to everybody. It's like, oh, then they can rekindle some memories. Oh, I remember playing the game and it was here, and oh, I remember in the anime was this. You know, you'll have people talking about Pokemon again, the other generations besides the current generation. I like that. The only problem is a lot of people they're just looking too deep into this shit, and they should just enjoy it, like what we have now. Enjoy it. You know, we're probably never going to see a series like this ever again. So cherish every moment.
You know, I said that about Sun and Moon, but people rejected my thoughts on that. So, what makes you think people are going to say the same thing about it now?
The problem is Satoshi was just freaking, free basing on cocaine every 3.5 minutes.
Hey, listen, man, that was some good cocaine we went through. Okay.
Oh goodness.
Fuck's sakes.
For fuck's sake, KG. My problem with the episode isn't continuity. My problem with the episode was that it was just boring. To me, it was boring. I get the idea. I like the idea they played around with. It's basically the motif and theming of don't give up on things, even if it takes a long time to meet your proper goal. If you believe in something, believe in it as long as absolutely necessary. Where no matter how old you get, no matter what you've gone through, never lose faith, even if the thing you were looking for doesn't appear right in front of your damn face. Oh, so I like that idea. I like the central focus in which this episode falls behind. I was bored. I just was very bored in this episode. There was nothing in it that made me go, wow, that's amazing. It just was an episode. It just was a Pokemon episode. That's it. I'm not gonna say it was bad. I'm not gonna say it was good. It just was. It exists, and therefore it was. It's like I said, it's immediately, like TSS said, it's immediately subjective. If you like the fact that Ash made a callback to when he first saw Ho-Oh, that's good. I mean, if the trophies that Ash won in the first episode aren't a flat giveaway of, they're going with canosity, then this definitely will, because he brings up the fact that, he canonically met Ho-Oh when he started his journey. Other than that, though, that's it. I mean, everything got resolved so quickly and just, it was over. And I think what kind of dishevels it also is the antagonists, Miss Drevis and Stantler. They cause problems. And I don't even think they have a full-fledged battle with them at first. I think Go literally just throws Pokeballs and catches them. If I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Well, he's going with the Pokemon Go
but the whole thing is though it wasn't the focus. Well, the other thing is they were pretty much they were pretty much being hypnotized, and they had to get through that whole that whole hypnosis thing.
Yeah, so they had to get through the illusion.
Yeah, they have to get through that illusion, and that's that's a legit plot device. I think it's like preventing them from getting to the top. I think that it's not like they did zero. It's like they legitimately freaking try to stop them from getting to the top of the tower.
Yeah, there's a story. Like there's a goal, there's some characters, there's a conflict, and there's a closing action. Like all the things necessary to make a plot, and that's fine. I think one of the other problems is that it's so close to the Piplup episode. In the Piplup episode, we got the classic Pokemon episode formula, dealing with Team Rocket, the Pokemon, the plot. So I think it's just these two episodes so close together probably what lowered my momentum. Like, I'm not gonna even say that, this is the worst fucking Pokemon episode ever. No, absolutely not.
You want that visual NyQuil freaking AG88. That's the one.
Yeah, it's got its ups, it's got its downs. I think in the end, one of the things I do appreciate, I like the creativity of the kid with the Fearow and the Cyndaquil making a makeshift Ho-Oh.
Yes.
I like that. I like the idea of revolving around that and everything, just because
Snorlax's Banana Garden.
Yeah, it makes me a little disappointed that he doesn't use Fearow and Cyndaquil a little bit more.
Well, I mean, they got incinerated, and there's no Pokemon Center nearby when they were there.
yeah. So, but other than that, it just was an episode. Is it bad? Is it good? That's completely subjective. To me, it just was. It was the most neutral episode of Pokemon I ever saw in my life.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny because I ended up finding a lot of love in this episode, honestly. And no, it's not simply for, like, the references. I mean, the references were a nice touch. In my opinion, I think that really did a great job in reminding everybody. Because this was one of people's biggest fears that they had. Which makes no sense because episode 1 exists. Many people were worried that this canonically takes place during the alternate universe timeline. And we just completely neglected the original timeline. And I'm like... You can't be serious. I mean, like, episode 1 kind of just proved to you that that's a thing, but now here's this Ho-Oh scene that just reaffirms everything all over again, you know?
No, we're talking about PM 2019, episode 1 and PM 1. They're two separate ones. You have to remember that those two are canonical to the entire meta series.
Yeah, so, like, in episode 2, Donnie, you also, TSS brought up, it's the second one. The first one was, like I mentioned before, to me, episode 1 was technically episode 0, in my opinion. Yeah. It felt like a prelude to the actual show, and episode 2, to me, is episode 1. That's why I get so mixed up with numbers and whatnot. Point of the matter is, these shows did an amazing job at the introduction to kind of tell everybody, hey, we're moving into this new era, etc., but we want to remind you guys that everything that Ash has gone through since then to now is still part of who he is, who we've been through for 20 plus years, and you're getting that again. And they wanted to remind the audience that yes, everything that has happened in the very beginning is still a part of Ash's character. Yeah. So they reminded everybody, hey, like, I did meet Ho-Oh. It was the first encounter I had in the Pokemon world, major encounter anyway. And that led him to become a dreamer and becoming a Pokemon master. Like, that's been the whole thing. So, I really love the flashback scene. But I think what I love the most about this episode was the character himself, the old Gramps. I really appreciate the concept behind him, who is an adventurer who has gone out of his way to travel over and over again to go and locate a Pokemon. Only for, as time to pass on, he slowly loses that love of exploration, that love of trying to find something, because, I mean, anybody could feel this way too. When you do something for so long and then suddenly you realize that everything you've been doing has just not brought you anywhere at all. In fact, it just kept you in the same spot over time, and you felt like all you've done is simply waste time, And that's what that old man felt. He's like, why should I continue to try to go and look for something if after all this time that I've done, it never got me anywhere. I never got anything new. I never did anything better out of it. I just simply wasted my time in trying to go and locate this Pokemon. So you know what? I might as well quit now. I'm old. What more can I do, The kid saw this, he understands why his Gramps is sad, and just simply wants to try to bring that spirit back up from his grandfather, And using the Rainbow Wing, I really do like a lot as well. It kind of reminds me of movie 20's plot, actually, with the Rainbow Wing, where it it loses the color depending on the person or someone who's using it. Like, if you have belief in something, it will glow, but if you lose that love of belief, it just fades away.
Yeah.
So they kind of use that gimmick into this episode as well. And then, of course, obviously the biggest twist that many people had with this episode the most, Ash didn't see Ho-Oh. It was simply the old Gramps himself. Which I think...
That kind of works, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think from what the story's trying to push, it works well. Because he's the main focus. He went out of his way to locate this Pokemon for so many years. Let him have this moment. Don't let it be something that gets wasted with other characters in the process. Because if Ash and Go saw Ho-Oh, they would start saying, oh, we got to start catching up to it or something like that. Because they did mention they wanted to battle it or catch it. But I feel like that in itself shouldn't be something that gets mixed in with what the Gramps is going through in this moment. So, like, the message is there.
Ash already saw Ho-Oh multiple times, so...
Yeah, so it's like, let other people cherish in the moment. Let other people see what you felt when you first experienced that Pokemon. And he did that. I thought that was a very touching moment and did a really great job in pushing that message that they had with this episode. Just keep believing. You won't get it the first time around, but eventually, as long as you continue to believe in something, that moment will come. And when that moment does come, you will cherish it for the rest of your life. And I think that's what that man went through in that moment. And it's a very touching story. Yes, it doesn't necessarily move anything forward, besides go catching Pokemon. But from a story angle, I think it did a really good job.
It's a nice feel-good story.
Exactly, it's a nice feel-good story. Don't think too hard on it.
Now, you want to know what's weird? I think this plot fits more into Twilight Wings if you subtract Ash and Go.
That's also another thing that's another funny thing.
This would be a really good Twilight Wings Johto edition episode if you increase the artwork and animation up to Twilight Wings level, and then had a whole 15 to 30 minute plot revolving this.
Or just 15, with just the kid himself and the Gramps.
Yeah, with just the kid and the grandpa. It would be a nice oddly enough, it would be a better Twilight Wings episode than a Pokemon episode.
Yeah. And I loved every minute of it, man. So,
but it's still nice.
Exactly.
Like I said, it's not feel good. And like TSS said, I like the old Hoot situation.
Oh yeah, the old Hoot looks great. The flashback showing off the old Hoot 2 was great as well.
Showing that Pokemon don't need to necessarily evolve to mature.
Exactly. So. Everybody goes in their own pacing. For this Hoot, it seems to be forever because he's still stuck as a Hoot. But he seems to be okay with that. And you know what?
Yeah.
Ain't gonna judge. That's what Hoot wants. That's what Hoot gets. Yeah, similar to old Trico's Hyper Hydreigon brought up. So yeah, that's my take on it. It's a good episode. It might not be the greatest. It might not be the worst. But I still think it did a good job in just simply pushing the message across. I do understand, though, where people are coming at. Because this is Ho-Oh we're talking about. This is tied to Ash as a character. And I'm still grateful that they at least acknowledged the connection between Ash and Ho-Oh. But in this episode, Ash didn't need to have seen him. Another time could come. For now, let the old man.
I mean, again, we're 9 episodes into the series. You don't want to, deliver that. Save the big guns for later, 1-2 years down the road.
Yeah,
exactly.
And we have to, again, we need to develop Go's character before we do any of that stuff. So again, we need to develop Go's character even more, and we're gonna get that in the next couple of months.
And also, don't forget, we just literally fought against another legendary not too many episodes ago. So,
exactly.
If you don't want to suddenly see every 5 episodes Ash suddenly going up against another new legendary, well, badass that might be, but if 2 relatively close to each other, that magical charm that you love to see with Ash going up against legendaries will kind of lose its, its charm and uniqueness about it.
Yeah.
So, also, I guess another thing as I'm talking about this, Pikachu is super brutal in this anime, man. Holy shit. When we talk about nerfing Pikachu in almost every series, I feel like Pikachu got a boost in this series than anything, really, in the animation department. When Pikachu...
Hey, but the problem with that, though, is I'm scared Ash isn't going to catch any other Pokemon, though. Because now Pikachu can just do the job.
And Mr. Mime.
Well, I'm not really...
Don't worry, he's coming.
He's comic.
Like in Marvel movies, Mr. Mime will return eventually, man. Yeah, I'm telling you this right now.
He's more or less comic.
Yeah. Still a badass, though. Not gonna lie about that.
It's a sequel to Detective Pikachu, but Pikachu isn't the detective anymore.
Yeah. It's just Pikachu. But, the animation department, not yet, anyway. Let's give it time. You never know. It might be the legendary iconic P we'll see later in the future, but not today.
Oh God! If they do that, if we get pre-Jenny Craig Pikachu, that's gonna be the best. Ever.
This Pikachu was around in that era, fat. So this could be a Gigantamax DNA Pikachu.
Whoa, Pikachu, you got your weight back. What happened there, buddy? But yeah, so it's still far into the future. Let's not focus on that for now. Let's focus on what we got in this moment and enjoy what we got. And you know what? So far, these past episodes have done that. And next week's episode looks stupid, though. I'm serious.
What is it?
Well, we got. Let's see. We have let's see. We have like dugong waifu action going on.
Oh yeah, dugong action. Go.
What's the plot of this one?
It's Dragonite. It's the Dragonite and Dragonair Island.
I'm just saying, the ship between those two dugongs has my seal of approval.
I feel like
God damn it.
All right, I'm
Aurora Borealis.
Eevee's coming through with the puns.
The one-liners. You gotta
it's so
love
weird
it.
to have an episode that actually revolves around Dugong of all Pokemon.
Hey, listen, man. I can think of one person who's probably super happy to see Dugong get love for once, man. And a cute love romance plot too, as well.
Hey,
that's good.
Lazuli, wherever you are, hope you're happy you got your Dugong.
You got your Dugong episode. I think this, and I hate to say it, but I'm only just basing it off the promotional picture. I think this Dragonite, unfortunately, is going to have that Beware running gag.
That's what many people are fearing, because that artwork with Dragonite holding on to that Meow seems to be the thing that many people are speculating is going to be in this episode.
It's very Team Rocket-esque, I hope.
And also, Yajibe mentioned that Team Rocket does appear in next week's episode. So...
Yeah, so... I don't know how I'm going to...
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, because, listen, I love Beware because it was Beware. If we get that situation like how we talk about Dawn and May, where it's like an Echo Fighter of the original, like,
Fighter.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. You know, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that.
You're going to hear that every week.
Right.
Hey, actually,
I wouldn't mind. Hey, I wouldn't mind if the gag doesn't happen that often, because it looks like the Rockets are not going to be every week.
I think it's just too soon for it to happen. Sun and Moon just ended. Like, what?
Yeah, and they had an emotional farewell with the bear, man. You don't want to just suddenly.
Yeah, we're only on episode.
It.
This will be episode 10. So I don't.
Maybe they're gonna hint to it, but it's not gonna happen right away.
Immediately.
Yeah, like until
down the road.
Yeah, like maybe when they go back there or something. But I do wonder: is not Ash? Is Go catching a Dratini?
He might. I think he might.
I think the whole plot is like Go catching a Dratini and then maybe trying to evolve it into a Dragonite, which would be hilarious and piss off Iris fans. I'm just saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, I love that. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm curious. I'm really curious about this. Are you guys going to talk about those fake episode titles? Oh, fake episode titles. Excuse me.
Fake episode titles, too.
All three of them. Curious. Okay. What are those fake episode titles? If you could post them by any chance over into the
post those up.
In the anime thing, I really need to see what fake episode titles you're talking about.
Yeah, if there's an episode title that involves like a lost Pokemon, you already know that it's fake straight out the bat.
Oh man, I need to read these dumb episode titles and if these are real. Hold on, where is it?
I'm just saying, based off of my X and Y experience. Just saying.
Alright, let me see. Going to 4chan. Let's see what we got here. Perks of dating Primarina. No, that's not it. Eevee Kid Threads. That's not it. Pikachu getting a stick up its butt. That's not it.
Wait, what? That's the... Oh, no, that's the Food Network's episode.
Yeah, that's the Food Network episode. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Donnie, for this. Alright, here we go. So these are fake episode titles. We just want to remind everybody, these are fake episode titles.
The following is fake.
But I want to read them just because we have time, and I feel like we have anything else to add to the episode anyway.
Yeah.
They're not real as 4chan. Then again, 4chan was the one that revealed to us Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Let's Go, and even Smash Ultimate. So, I mean...
but again, 4chan is the same people that have freaking the sneeze fetish people and jackasses, so we should...
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that the thing is more like
the credibility is a probability. It's like 7%.
The credibility only applies to the games, never the anime. How the hell would they get the episode titles for an anime? Is what I'd like to know. You can't.
Yeah.
All right.
So the chances of this being real is actually negative 2,000%.
You have a better chance of getting the OST than these episodes being real.
you have a better chance of catching a fucking shark with your finger than this becoming real.
Oh, challenge accepted, and I could do that easily. Just get a little baby shark and just pick it up. You didn't say which shark?
Baby shark,
No!
Fuck this song,
Oh god, no, not that song! But what was I gonna say aside from the episode titles? Shoot. Whatever. I'll probably remember it as we go along. So, once again, these episodes are fake. Don't believe them. It's just funny to read them because we have time, right? So I'm going to read it for you one by one, and then I'm just going to hear what you guys in the call have to say about it in like 20 seconds, I guess, as we move on.
Oh my god, what?
Oh no, I'm just skimming through it and I just see one. I'm like, get that shit out of here. This shit is fake already.
Oh boy, what do we have?
God, I'm going to talk about that later. It's one of the episodes, far fake episodes. Oh my god, I just saw one. I'm like, fuck, this is fake. But anyway, the first fake episode, look out, the worst Togepi in the world? Where Satoshi and Go travel to an unnamed city in Sinnoh. Go attempts to catch a wild Togepi that has a bad attitude. It takes him
We've done that already.
It takes him 22 minutes to do so. I think what this episode's trying to do is it's trying to talk about that Togepi.
Yeah, we did that already.
Nobody caught the Togepi though.
Yeah, I mean, but we focused on a Togepi that was an asshole already.
No. They're saying it's coming back. So,
yeah, it's like that same Togepi.
Yeah, and Go catches it.
And plus, nobody would fucking say nobody in their right mind would give that kind of a.
Although that was one of the best DP episodes, we cannot lie about that. One of the best filler episodes from DP. That Togepi episode was amazing, man. All right, on to the next one. Fierce fighting, the Orange League. Satoshi and Go travel to a recently discovered archipelago off the coast of archipelago off the coast of southern Kanto after hearing rumors of a rare Pokemon. Arriving, Satoshi is amazed that he has never been to an area quite like it before. They take part in a generic tournament called the Orange League. Satoshi wins, of course, and Go captures about a dozen Kanto and Johto Pokemon. All right, that's a red flag right there, buddy. You can't do that in one episode.
I mean, like I said, like the first one, you could tell it's fake anyway, but I like that.
Yeah, like, but the other one about 12 Pokemon, that's impossible because like it's 20 minutes. First of all, you can't focus on two characters.
And there is no and by the way, there is no Japanese word for dozen, so fuck that.
All right, moving along.
Go did catch a bunch of Pokemon, but that whole episode was evolving around.
Yeah, but that was his focused episode. Here it's looking to focus on something else. If you suddenly make Go catch like a dozen Pokemon off screen, people are gonna complain about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so here we go. Musashi and Miyamoto reunification. As you guys already know, if you watched movie 22 or even seen the drama CDs, you'll know who exactly Miyamoto is. Satoshi and Go hear word of a Mew being spotted in some mountain range in northern Ishu and chase after it. The Rocket Trio follow and Musashi is separated from the rest in a snowstorm. She befriends a wild Pinpuku and is only in the episode for roughly 4 minutes. Go catches a herd of wild Shikijika, whatever it says right there.
Shikijika, that's deerling.
Alright. And Satoshi...
So catching one for each season, probably.
Yeah, and then it says here, and Satoshi slips on some snow. That's great synopsis right there. You're gonna... let's move on into the next one. The Legend of Hiwata Town, the prized Monster Ball. Satoshi and Go travel to the Johto region and meet Minoru, based on the fisherman trainer on Johto Route 42, an eccentric man who specializes in crafting unique monster balls. Satoshi and Go use these unique monster balls to head into an unnamed nearby forest. Does not look like the Ubame forest, but isn't explicitly contradicted to try to catch a lot of Pokemon. Go is given a special golden monster ball that was passed down through Minoru's family for generations.
GS ball, it's fake. Go next.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, you're gonna love this one. For you fans out there for that series, you're gonna love this one. Decisive battle: Gekoga versus Gaburias.
Next. Next.
Alright, let me read this though. Satoshi and Go travel to the Kalos region to research a new phenomenon known as Mega...
Give me heartburn.
Oh, okay, this is already dumb. Satoshi and Go travel to the Kalos region to research a new phenomenon known as Mega Evolution. A new phenomenon.
Yep, completely new. Yep, that entire XY series, yeah, that was fucking fake.
Oh, here we go. Once there, they find a wild Gekoga who is being bullied by Gaburias who can Mega Evolve. Satoshi and Go help the Gekoga train to beat the Gaburias. Satoshi is still only has Pikachu on his party, by the way. So it's a wild Greninja is what they're saying. It's not the Greninja. It's a wild Greninja.
Which doesn't fucking exist anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab myself with a fucking pin. This is stupid.
You know what's funny though? This is something PM would totally do though. We're not gonna lie about that. They would totally do some shit like this.
No, they wouldn't.
They just did that with the Piplup and Krogan.
They're not the abridged people or retarded.
Dude, we just had Piplup and Krogan with the same VAs.
Sorry, I can't say that word.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry, we'll censor it somewhere.
You're saying
I'm talking about. Okay. I'm talking about the brake retarder on buses. Thank you. Next.
Alrighty. Go on, Tyrone. You were gonna say something or move on?
You're talking about the fact that Piplup and Krogan, which are Dawn and Brock's Pokemon, respectively. Yeah.
I'm saying they would totally pull this off where it's going to be like, oh, you know, we're going to get a poster artwork. It shows Greninja versus Garchomp. Look forward to this episode, but they don't tell you what's it about. And then when you get to the episode, it's going to be, oh, it's a wild Greninja and a wild Garchomp.
No, that sounds stupid.
No, I'm saying PM would be that ridiculous enough to do something like that, in my opinion.
No, he would not. No.
I'm telling you right now, come back to this tweet 10 years from now and you'll probably see this
10
shit.
years from now?
Yeah. I was gonna say 10 weeks from now, but I said 10 years.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, but those are the same people that like to sniff Gorilla Glue. So next.
All right. Oh, you're gonna love this one. We're going back to Alola, guys. Let's go to Pony Island, the strongest Pokemon. Satoshi and Go
Satoshi and Go.
Yeah, Satoshi and Go travel to the Alola region's Pony Island. They meet a local unnamed trial captain who needs help finding his lost Gyarados. Go catches a herd of wild Gyarados in the process. The Rocket Trio hasn't been seen for 20 episodes. Jesus Christ.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You know, the problem is the people that try to write this shit. I don't know. Maybe they had a good round of maybe some cocaine or K2 or some shit that fucking they don't even know what the fuck they're
Every
talking
time Gyarados is shown on screen, it's supposed to be one of those Pokemon that's shown to be a hard to handle Pokemon. Like it's extremely hard to train and or catch. So how the fuck would Go be able to just simply catch a bunch of Gyarados?
A herd of them.
A herd of them.
So
nice.
Tauros is like
great. Like fuck that.
Oh, they all play at once, so it's like great, excellent, all that shit play at the exact
great, excellent.
Also, I would love it if they do that, like the audio volume just spikes up tremendously just to match that.
They can't do that.
No, I'm just saying it would be great if somebody did though.
The people that freaking take the voice clip and freaking push it to like plus 15 dB.
Yeah.
Clip the shit out of it.
Oh, I love these fake episodes so much, man.
Goodness. Are we still doing this?
Come on, you gotta give respect to Marina Alcho.
Are there any more titles?
No, that's the last one, buddy. Don't worry.
Oh god, my suffering's over.
Yeah, don't worry. I know. I know you want that.
I had it. You know, speaking of Go's Rotom phone, had an interesting conversation on the PM Discord, and we were talking about wouldn't it be nice to have Marina actually keep the Pokedex voice and the Rotom voice and dub it. I said, well, that's not gonna happen because there's gonna be a lot of legal red tape.
Yeah.
With the management company. I mean, she's half American, but the biggest problem is DPCI is gonna want to have somebody that they can actually hire, one of their own people to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, Marina Alcotz's voice is not that bad. I mean, it's cool to have a foreigner kind of speak Japanese and then speak the perfect English. That's kind of a cool little thing, but I don't think it's gonna happen here. So, yeah. Well, right. Yeah. I mean, TPCI being cheap, that's nothing new. You know, that's the way it has been for the last freaking 14 years. The one that KG was laughing really hard about, probably the Koga one. What the fuck happened? Hello?
KG's dead.
Hello, KG.
He's dead. He's fucking dead, guys.
We killed him.
God.
We killed
him. All right, gather the Dragon Balls.
F in the chat.
Eevee, gather the Dragon Balls.
All right. So who are we gonna summon?
Epic.
We're summoning Shinron, and we're gonna bring KG back from the dead again.
All right, well.
But let's see. Just any other things we wanted to talk about, not just with those fake titles.
All right, back.
There we go. He's back. All
right, there we go.
I went to go get my leche because I was thirsty.
Even went to go get the Dragon Balls, and he brought you back to life. So
thank you, buddy. Absolutely appreciate it.
Yeah, these episodes just feel like they're clearly fan written. Like they're fan written wants to what they want Pokemon to start doing, but it's clear. Obviously, those things are stretching it a bit. So.
Although I would not lie, though, the Gikoga versus Gavarias fight, though, does sound like something PM would do. I'm just saying.
I mean, I could see it happening, and I can also see the salt that comes with it.
That's exactly why I'm hoping it actually exists, man.
No!
I love it. Give me that salt.
Well,
listen, man, I don't want to see Mr. Weed Whacker Gikoga come back, alright? That motherfucker can just be gone. We don't need to hear about him no more. He already did the disappointment. It would be horrible if he comes back and disappoint us again. Okay.
Well, he didn't do it. The writers said fuck off to him.
Unfortunately, he had to take the short end to stick with that one, man. He suffered.
He's gonna probably get his ass whooped by a Heat Bunny.
And that's exactly why I'm saying don't get his ass brought back. Do you want another Pikachu versus Snivy situation again? No.
For me personally, because I know a lot of XY fans will be pissed off if they do that. I am curious to see what they are going to do in the Kalos region when they enter it. I mean, because from what I see, what Ash and Go are doing are a lot of like they're doing a lot of the places that involve like the region itself and what that city is most known for. Like, I know they did the Burn Tower, which they did the Burn Tower in the original series too, but this was the first time they actually went through the Burn Tower. More or less, their focus was on the Burn Tower itself.
Yeah.
Whereas, like they're doing the Battle Frontier stuff, even though it's not an official,
it's like a small Battle Frontier kind of thing.
Yeah, they're doing like all the side stuff. Like for example, I wouldn't be surprised if they do an episode in Kanto where they just do the Lavender Tower, because why not?
Yeah, like it turned into a radio show toast thing. Like canonically, it does happen though, if you think about it.
Yeah, like there's some strange stuff happening with the ghost Pokemon in Lavender Town. We need you to check it out and start doing stuff like that. Yeah.
It's gonna be like a Scooby-Doo-esque episode, in my opinion.
Right, pretty much. Like I feel like that's the direction they're going in now. Focusing on getting Ash to those places in the video game that he otherwise passed by or didn't stay long in the anime.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to appreciate that. I do like that these episodes do a job in, like, fleshing the world out rather than bringing back concepts that have already been done once. With that being said, though, if you bringing up Kalos, if they do bring him back to Lumio City, you know, the city, the place that pretty much has connections to almost every single goddamn character in Kalos, the series, I would be mad about that, though, not gonna lie.
I think they would bring him somewhere else in Kalos. I don't think they'd necessarily bring him to Lumio.
Oh, he's gonna be in like the southwest of Kalos, where everybody else is suddenly in the top east. He's gonna be like in the opposite corner.
You still got other monumented areas. Granted, Lumio City is like the city for Kalos, but there's other places in Kalos to go. Could
you say that? But isn't the tower where Clement is a monument and something of that sort?
Yeah, well,
it's like the tallest tower. Like they have to at least reference it if they're doing this. You cannot reference that and just get away with it. I can see him
going to the one city where Valerie is. That one.
Lavier, whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's got the giant. It's got the giant pink crystal in it.
Oh no, that's not it. That's another town. I thought you were talking about.
Yeah. I think Olympia's there. Yeah, Olympia's there.
Yeah, Olympia is there. Yes,
and it's got that giant crystallized tower. They probably want to study more Omega Evolution, so they'll probably check it out.
Anastar, there we go.
Anastar, thank you. Yeah, they would probably go to Anastar or something. That's my bet, at least. Is like they'll go somewhere else. They won't go straight to Lumio's tower.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens, man. But so far, I have to say, that's it.
Yeah, it's pretty much over now.
These are fake episode titles. What do you want me to do? Go into a 5-hour discussion on things I already know is fake? Okay, sure, I'll do that. If I was like 3 years ago, not now. I already got my fix done just last year. I'm just gonna chill out and just enjoy my ride while drinking me some good old milk. So, good milk. Now,
good milk.
Yeah, good milk. I don't have anything else to add to this though. So, you guys want to add anything else, or should we go and wrap things up then for the night?
I think that's about it. Yeah.
Alrighty then. Let's go and let's take this time to just, I guess, chill for just a few minutes as we.
Well, unfortunately for the Floofmeister, I gotta hit the books tomorrow.
All right, man. Best of luck to you, buddy.
Yep.
And KG, you over the PokePodcast? Oh, I can't be over with it because literally just a couple of weeks ago, we finished our pod session, and I think it was just you and me, TSS, where we talked about stuff, and we were like asking where the hell is all the things that are gonna come out, you know? And then immediately following that, we had Pokemon Coco, the Pokemon Direct, the episode.
Yep.
And, like, everything happened after our PokePod. Like, all those announcements came out after that session. So it's like the PokePod curse still lives on. It's just more like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'll see you guys next week. You know, so that's kind of the thing. But I'm pretty much done. I got my fix with this episode, just like every other episode. And, looking forward to the next one. Although, to be honest, the next one is ridiculous in my opinion. I think it probably is the most ridiculous episode out of all the ones we've seen so far. But this is only basing it off the preview. Of course, I don't know how the actual episode will turn out. But until then, though, let's just end the stream for the night. I want to thank everybody so much for being with us here. Once again, I want to thank everybody here in the call with me. Of course, Alpha Eevee, TSS, Tyrone. Thank you guys so much for another week of fun shenanigans. And for tomorrow, folks, I guess we're gonna finish our adventure with Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it gonna be the finale though?
It is the final countdown. Yep.
Let me see what I have left though. I defeated the great.
I mean, wait, are you playing the main game or are you playing the main game and the post game?
I'm assuming the post game is like an hour long, given past experiences.
It's not super long if you know what to do.
Okay, so you guys are there to help me out then.
Yeah, we'll be fine. You should be done by that time, and then we'll get back on the
Emerald train.
I'll see if I can make it.
Alright, man. If you can't, don't worry, buddy. You know, of course, you have to focus on your studies. Make sure to get those priorities done first. We want to see you succeed,
of course.
The people with disabilities.
Yeah, it's not just that, but I got some important errands to take care of tomorrow. So, and of course, it's just the first week. I'm not expecting a lot of classwork. So, again, it's just a matter of how occupied I'll be with this errand I have to take care of tomorrow. So,
all right,
I'll see.
Once again, best luck, buddy. Here's rooting for you to get the best outcome.
All right.
I swear, I feel like I had something to talk about. I swear I've been thinking about it for the past hour, but I don't remember. I'm gonna probably remember it when the stream's over. That hurts the most.
Well, it'll happen.
Yeah, it'll happen.
And we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Maybe. Yep. Just watch, guys. 3 a.m. I'll be like, it was that! That did happen to me once, though. And I hated that moment. I'm in the middle of 3 a.m. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Are you guys competing to see who gets the last comment in the video? Wait, what? Goose. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, like, Honkarat. I don't know when that's going to happen with Honkarat. I'll talk with Tyrone, see when we can schedule a day when we can do Honkarat, you know, on a weekly basis, or just maybe a one-time kind of thing. I'm probably just going to make it a one-time thing. I don't think I'm going to make it an actual full-on 40 playthrough, but I just want to see Honkarat in action. You know?
Yeah, because that's like, what? That's almost 40 to 50 hours of gameplay.
I heard 15 hours alone is cutscenes.
Yes. Most of it's cutscenes.
Yeah. So, I just want to see Honkarat going up against, like, all these other great heavy hitters. Like Oob or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do they exist? Yeah. Hell do I know. Alright, I'm done. Yeah, let's go wrap it up. So, thank you guys again for joining us here tonight. Hope you guys appreciate it. Make sure to follow us here on Twitch if you haven't. Make sure to follow these guys on their Twitters if you haven't. All that stuff is in the friends down below. If you have Amazon Prime and all that good stuff and would love to support the channel, make sure to go and hit that subscribe button. Helps the channel out. And of course, tune in tomorrow. Once again, same time, same place, for our Sword and Shield finale. If we can actually get to the finale in that session. Let's hope we can. And nothing else to add to that. So until then, folks, we'll talk to all of you guys later in whatever video we make. Take care, everybody, and as always, have yourself an awesome day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.